These are the times that try men's souls. Yeah, isn't that, wow. Thomas Paine is an amazing writer. He's known as a pamphleteer. This would be an example of a pamphlet, a brief document, like a broadside. I don't know if you're familiar with those. And he also wrote Common Sense. That'd be another one. And these pamphlets that Thomas Paine wrote would be read not only in towns, like in little meeting halls, but they would also be read to the soldiers. And in fact, George Washington read Thomas Paine's pamphlets to his soldiers at Valley Forge in that really harsh winter when the American Revolution was looking at its bleakest. So this is an amazing, amazing piece of writing. Let's look at the second sentence. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. Now, the first time that I had read that, I was like, the summer soldier and sunshine patriot. Oh, that sounds nice. I like summer. I like sunshine. Will shrink from the service of their country. I was like, that's an interesting turn there. What does Thomas Paine mean by summer soldier and sunshine patriot? Well, we all know what happens, right? Summer becomes fall and winter, right? When the weather turns and becomes a lot more difficult, right? And sunshine is very fleeting. It can be covered up just by a cloud and then it's gone. So what is Thomas Paine saying about the summer soldier and sunshine patriot? Well, these are the facades that a lot of the colonials have put on, right? They were talking a lot, very bravely, about independence and about going to war, but now that it's happened, they have faded away like that cool summer morning, or like the sunshine that covers up by the cloud. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. Yeah, that's true. It takes a lot. Now, Thomas Paine, here in The American Crisis, touches upon the fact of what led to the American Revolution, tax being bound. So again, the emerging idea of America's self-definition. We want to choose for ourselves, right? Liberty, freedom. Let us decide things on our own. Now, later in the American Crisis, there's the appeal Thomas Paine makes to religion. So this is the third paragraph that begins, I have as little superstition in me as any man living, but my secret opinion has ever been and still is that God Almighty will not give up a people to military destruction or leave them unsupportedly to perish, who have so earnestly and so repeatedly sought to avoid the calamities of war by every decent method which wisdom could invent. Neither have I so much of the infidel in me as to suppose that he has relinquished the government of the world and given us up to the care of devils. So who's the devil? England, right? God has not abandoned America. Even though it seems bad, like maybe God has not abandoned us. And then further in the American Crisis, Thomas Paine lets us know that he has been with the colonial troops, with the colonial militia, right? He has seen them firsthand. He has seen what's been going on. So he hasn't been sitting in his office and writing about things to try to persuade people. He's seen it firsthand. What this is called credibility. So how do you build credibility with your audience? There's many different ways. So what his Paine does is that he has been there, he has seen it, and he's calling people to the cause. Now, here's another interesting fact about America during the Revolution not too many people know of. We could think about the American population as a pie and divide that pie into 3 equal parts. Right? So you got that visual. Now, 1/3 of the American population wanted independence. 1/3 did not want independence, and the other third did not care. And you might think to yourself, why did 1/3 of the American population not care? Reason being that 1/3 of the population were either slaves, indentured servants, or poor. And if you're in one of those 3 categories, it doesn't matter what's going to happen, because your life is still going to be the same whether you're ruled by England or you're ruled by your fellow American. Now, Thomas Paine has a big problem with 1/3 of the population which wants to remain loyal to England. And these are called Tories. So in essence, what is happening in the American crisis is Thomas Paine is trying to stir up the other third, those who want to become an independent nation, against their countrymen. So in this respect, the American Revolution is really the first American Civil War. Now, so when talking about a Tory, what is a Tory? And what is a Tory? Good God, what is he? I should not be afraid to go with 100 Whigs against 1,000 Tories. Whigs was a political party in early America, kind of like today we have the Republicans and the Democrats. Whigs, that'd be one. Were they to attempt to get into arms? Every Tory is a coward. For servile, slavish, self-interested fear is the foundation of Toryism. And a man under such influence, though he may be cruel, never can be brave. Wow. So, reading behind the text, American self-defining. American, what does it mean to be an American? This emerging idea of America, bravery. We're not cowards anymore. We're not serving Mother England. We need to turn things around. The idea of the brave man, which is America, right? The colonial. So a little bit further on, the paragraph that begins, quitting this class of men, I turn with the warm ardor of a friend to those who have nobly stood and are yet determined to stand the matter out. I call not upon a few, but upon all. Not on this state, but on every state. Up and help us. Calling for the third that wants independence, that wants revolution. We have got to turn against these Tories. We have got to turn against England. It matters not where you live or what rank of life you hold. The evil or the blessing will reach you all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, guys. If you're rich or poor, it's time. The far and the near, the home countries and the back, the rich and the poor will suffer or rejoice alike. The heart that feels not now is dead. The blood of his children will curse his cowardice. So in other words, if you just sit on your rear during this time, might not necessarily feel the curse, but your children will. So what do we have to do? We have to be brave, not only in this time for ourselves, but for our posterity. And we heard that echoed. Where did we hear that echoed? We heard that echoed in the Declaration of Independence. Now is the time to be brave. Now is the time to stand and emerge, define ourselves, because these are the times that try men's souls.